Well, we're back for week 2.
Haven't canceled us yet.
It's the B Team on TexAgs, your drive home show featuring myself, Ryan Brauninger, as your host, and often to my left, as has been the case for the first 4 episodes, Mr. Richard Zane. Richard, how was your weekend? These microphones, I'd lie to you, Cade. I said they were in a good spot, and I've already messing with it.
Can I answer the question now?
Absolutely.
It was good. Just
Football
busy.
weekend.
It was busy. So
Football was back.
So all we did was watch ball and work around the ball, you know?
It was, if you're first time tuning into this show, want to be very clear once again, this is not TexAgs Live. If you're looking for something similar to TexAgs Live, this is not going to be it, but we are going to get into the college football weekend that was around the country. We will hit a little bit on Texas A&M's big win over UTSA. I say big win unless you were a Texas A&M cover better. What a brutal bad beat that was. I didn't get to watch SVP, did it? I'm sure it had to.
It made SVP and Stanford Steve. They talked about it last night after the bludgeoning that was the Bill Belichick debut. They talked about that on SportsCenter on Monday night. And, that was a heck of a backdoor cover. 14 seconds left against the backups, the Texas A&M defensive reserves.
And the kid from UTSA threw a dime.
Yeah, and it was the UTSA backup.
The best throw of the night for the Roadrunners.
Yeah.
It was a dime, and it broke A&M bettors' hearts. And we will we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll get, like I said, we'll go around college football. We do got to talk about Bill Belichick. I don't think this experiment is going to work, but we'll get into that as well. As we continue to workshop this program, we have kind of settled in on some bits here. Tuesdays are going to be top 5 Tuesdays. So every Tuesday, I will present whoever's with me and the producer, Cade. Howdy. You cracking open a cold beer? What was that?
It was a Coca-Cola, not a cold beer.
Okay.
I wish we had cold snacks on this show, but it is still company time.
Some barley sandwiches.
It is company time.
Speaking of sandwiches, that is going to be our topic today. Top 5 favorite sandwich types. And this has been kicked around the office, and Luke Evangelist thought he would make a contribution to the show with the most wild and asinine insertion of what he swears is a sandwich into his list. We'll end the show with that.
Well, wild and asinine and foolish, and
those are all
just kind of
good adjectives for him.
It's just Luke Evangelist.
So Wednesdays, I think we're settling on Wisdom Wednesdays, and it'll basically be like something that you learned. Something you've learned about life, something you learned about sports. I will dive into the origins of turns of phrases that we use. We're going to learn some things at the end of Wednesdays. And Thursdays, we are going to do some type of food bit as much as we can. This week, this Thursday, when Richard and I get in here, there will be, and Cade will have this too, and anybody that's sitting behind Cade on Thursday, perhaps the Blonde Brigade can join in on this, but we are going to have chicken fingers in front of us, and they will escalate in terms of their Scoville rating. So They're going to get hotter, and I think we'll have to divide it up. And I think there's 5 levels. Kate, can you look this up on one of the chicken restaurants here locally? And if one of the chicken restaurants here locally is listening, because I do want to say we are not sponsored yet. ... It could be happening. It could be coming. But if you want your product, your menu, you want something featured on the show, just reach out. Ryan at TexAgs.com. I'm easy to find. So is Richard. Just don't bother Richard. He's got a lot of stuff going on. But we will feature your product, and if it's some kind of something that we can consume, we'll do it on Thursdays. But this Thursday, we are going to get escalating hot chicken. And I think there's probably 5 levels, 6 levels maybe. And we will divide the time, an hour and a half. We will divide that by 6 or 5 or however many categories there are, however many levels. And we will, every 10 minutes, we'll take a bite of the next hottest chicken finger. And we'll see if we walk out here alive.
This is very, very similar to a bit Olin Buchanan and Luke Evangelist pulled off in Nashville.
It was a one-time bit. I'm trying to make it a weekly thing. And then the next Thursday, I want to do a blind taste test of stuff.
Beers.
I don't think we're going to be able to pull that off. Plus, I don't like the taste of beer.
Bourbons.
I don't like the taste of those either.
For the record, I found for Dave's hot chicken, they have, it seems to be, if we're starting at mild, because they have things before mild, like no spice and light mild, I guess. But mild, medium, hot, extra hot, Reaper seem to be the levels.
That's 5?
Yes, it seems to be 5, yeah.
We could probably start with one below, go 6, divide 6 over 90 minutes. And we need to have the last segment, the last 10 minutes or so of that be on air, right? Like we need to eat the hottest one 10 minutes before we're done and have to fight through it.
The hottest one, and we got to have the unpasteurized milk at the ready.
You know what?
Jeez,
I did more research on that. David swears that it was okay. He drank a bunch of it and is still walking around here, as fit as possible.
Chest out,
tight shirt, tight pants. Doesn't seem like it's changed his mood at all.
Takes a lot to shake his mood. He's a very positive person, and he's
positive panda.
He's in really good shape. So he's not sick very often. He's quite honestly, I'll just go ahead and say it. He's a role model and a model in his own mind.
You know who wasn't positive panda over the weekend?
Who?
I got on the list and again.
Positive panda.
I got on the message boards for a little bit Saturday night after the game. I was really surprised
by the negativity that the TexAgs posters had?
Yeah, I just don't get it. Like what? I don't understand the expectation of what you had in mind going in. They were covering by a point, right? It was 42-17.
Yep.
The offense had looked good. They looked really good in the passing game. Outside of one play in the second half, they were dominant. And then they got hit with the third stringers in for a touchdown and with no time left. I thought it was pretty good. I wouldn't say it was like elite, like lay down A+ all across the board, but I thought it was pretty good. And I actually text our recruiting group text with Cade and Jason. I was like, are y'all surprised by the kind of toxicity of the message board? What did you need to see in week 1 for you to like get on there and fill your cup up?
Well, I think what a lot of people wanted to see, and I would, count me in this group too, although I didn't go full meltdown on the boards, is I think a lot of people wanted to see the run defense be a little bit better. And the totals weren't very pretty, right? They gave up 203 yards to a group of 5 opponent on the ground. It's not good. But if you dive in a little bit closer, a lot of that's on explosives. Obviously, they had a bust on a 75-yard touchdown run to begin the second half. That's not what you want to see. They gave up some other big running plays, a lot of them on third and longs, stuff that plagued A&M a little bit towards the back half of 2024 that wasn't corrected on day 1. Yes, it can be concerning, but it's no reason to run for the hills yet, right? And I think the other thing that has people concerned about is Texas A&M has this all-world, or we think it's going to be all-world running back stable, headlined by Le'Veon Moss. Reuben Owens II's back and fully healthy. Amari Daniels is a home run threat. And then they've got the couple of freshmen. Jamario Moro's a guy we had by TexAgs a little bit earlier today. And then Tiger Wright, and you've heard a lot about both of those kids. They didn't run the ball very much. There was no concerted effort to run the ball very much. So again, the totals don't look very friendly. All of these things can be easily explained if you watched the game, if you've listened to the coaches talk, if you've listened to the players talk in the days after the game. Because guess what, Ryan Brauninger? It's the same thing we say about football, about baseball. Box scores and statistics are for the people that don't watch the games.
Yeah, I think it sounded like you were a little bit on the side of the message board posters.
But I'm not. I was essentially what just happened is you didn't listen to what I was saying. I was lining out why they were upset, and I was debunking each of it. Way to go. You didn't listen to me. The roles are reversed. Now I know how you feel when I zone out. I probably will at some point.
Yeah, it was weird to me, the reaction.
Yeah.
But it kind of played out like everybody thought it would. Like it honestly did. Like it was 42-14. It's a good 42-24, excuse me. It's a good P5,
Were you
non-P5.
comfortable the entire time?
It got a little dicey after the big run, but by the middle of the third quarter,
and what happened after the
fourth
big
and
run?
goal.
What happened after the big run?
They drove down and scored.
Bang.
Yes, and then from then on, they've gone over it plenty.
Breezy. That's all I wanted it to be, because there have been games where with non-conference opponents in the past where it hasn't been comfortable.
I was encouraged by
And they were.
obviously the receivers. And look, it's not just catching the ball.
Yeah.
They did a phenomenal job of that. It's the run after catch that's been seemingly non-existent at Texas A&M for a few years. And then the downfield blocking by the receivers was really something that I noticed.
Olin Buchanan's got a column on that very topic on TexAgs.com, published 25 minutes ago.
Yeah, and so I think that's just
15 minutes ago.
To me, there are small indicators of like, how is this team different from last year? That could be one of them. But again, it's week 1. And this is an overarching fact that you noticed on Saturday night and even into Sunday with that Miami and Notre Dame game. It's like people can't wait to run to Twitter, run to the message boards, run to social media, and have like this definitive opinion after one Saturday. And it's not even, most of the time, the game's not even over. As evidenced by last night.
Yeah,
what an embarrassing performance by North Carolina. And I don't know. I sit there and I'm at the end of that game and I'm going, I don't know if North Carolina, like, is TCU this good or is it North Carolina that bad? I could not believe what I was watching. They could have played, it felt like they could have played for 12 quarters and North Carolina wouldn't have scored more than 20 points. They were putrid on offense.
At halftime, it felt like if they could get a stop to begin the third quarter, get the ball and score, then we could potentially see a game. But they showed no signs of life coming out of the locker room.
It's
after their first offensive series, which we know was scripted. They were pathetic. They were terrible. The only time they showed signs of life on offense was when Max Johnson came in.
Look, I'm going to go on record. I don't think this Bill Belichick thing's going to work. I don't think this experiment is going to work. I don't have a ton of sources around the North Carolina program. There are some Texas kids that are playing up there. Just some of the stuff I've heard. I can't imagine that Bill Belichick at his age and all he's accomplished in his coaching career, you can't convince me that he is motivated like he was when he was in New England in the late 2000s and early 2010s. You can't convince me of that.
Then I won't try.
So that's where I'm going to start in this non-belief that this is going to work, is because I just think he's past it. And I don't know that, first of all, I don't think North Carolina has the infrastructure to get him what he needs. I know they hired Lombardi as his GM, but this is a whole different level of player acquisition. And he was really good at it, meaning Bill Belichick and Lombardi were really good at it when you only had 30 other options or 29 other options that you were fighting against, right?
Yeah.
And you built something that you got to the top of the totem pole, and there is some in the NFL, there is some financial regularity, right? Like you're not going to be outspent really by a lot of different teams because of the salary cap. And now that they've got this in college football, but how that roster was accumulated, they kept talking about 70 new players. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's what they had to do, but you got to understand where they're getting them from. And I don't see a world where he's going to stick around long enough to kind of flip the cycle of what's going on there. Like if they go out, that looked like a 3-win team to me.
I mean, yeah. This team, the way they played last night, for sure.
And again, it's 1 week.
Didn't you say that you don't need to rush and make a definitive statement after 1 week, though?
Okay. You're right. I did say that, and that would seem to fly in the face of what I just said. But what did your eyes tell you about their talent level?
It told me that the talent level is not anywhere near where it needs to be to compete in the ACC this year.
And the best story of the night that came out of Chapel Hill was Max Johnson throwing the touchdown pass to his brother. But again, and look, Sonny Dykes said it in the postgame. He felt disrespected because of how much attention that UNC was getting, and I understand that. Everybody was talking about Belichick and Chapel Hill, and all TCU did was walk in there and just drag them up and down the field.
Yep.
It was non-competitive.
No, it was not. It was ugly.
All right, I'm pulling up their schedule.
And then it continued to get uglier and uglier and uglier.
And TCU felt like they called the dogs off too. 42-14. Okay, Charlotte, they should win. But so here's the thing, though. Charlotte was it Conference USA?
I think so. Maybe no, they're the American.
American, that's right, because they're UTSA, right?
Yes.
So they're in the American. They're going to Charlotte. That should essentially be a home game in the state of North Carolina. But what happens if they go over there and they struggle? I'm not saying they lose the game, Do they have the line? Kay, can you look that line up? I should have done this before the show. But I could see this line being like 9.5.
Maybe.
Okay, so Charlotte, Richmond, they'll win. Central Florida?
I don't know what kind of team Central Florida's got. It seems like they've always got a ton of turnover.
It's in Orlando.
The bounce house. What time's the game?
Give me the Golden Knights. It's TBA.
The line for you is North Carolina by 16.5.
It's bigger than I thought. Charlotte must be bad. Look up where Charlotte was predicted to finish in the American. Because UTSA was third, right? Second or third? If I looked at that correctly. Clemson, going to lose. At Cal, across the country.
Probably a loss.
Cal looked okay. Probably a loss. Versus Virginia. I don't know about Virginia.
You wanted to know where Central Florida was picked or Charlotte?
Charlotte.
Charlotte's picked in the middle of the league.
Okay.
Oh, I see. This might be something different, but it says on ESPN, it says
Charlotte's
projected dead last. Yeah, dead last in the conference.
So I don't know that you're going to learn too much, but there's...
How many teams are in
It
college
does ease up
football?
toward the end. I would think that North Carolina is looking at...
136 teams in college football?
In the FBS, I think.
In the FBS?
I think that's correct.
ESPN projects them to rank 133rd. Charlotte. Jeez. I didn't realize they were that bad.
What was their... look, they're over-under. North Carolina's over-under is 7.5. That didn't look like an 8.
Was that the preseason over-under, or is that updated?
That was...
because I'm imagining... They were also a favorite last night.
They looked totally, woefully unprepared. They looked very limited athletically at the skill positions. TCU physically dominated them up front, in the secondary. Like, it was just bully ball.
Yeah.
And you don't see that at a Bill Belichick's teams, not his best ones. As it got toward the end of the line in New England, you started to see some of this creep in. Again, I don't believe that it's going to work, and I don't know enough people watch this show to clip it if I'm wrong, but where's the confidence from if you're in Chapel Hill? Because to me, like, these coaches, they hit this age limit, right? And where it starts tapering off just because it has to. You look at Joe Paterno, Bobby Bowden, you look at Nick Saban, and Saban had it rolling, but it was a little bit down the last couple of years. And then there's got to be a number, like an age where once they hit 70, does it really start tapering off? And Bill's over that.
Maybe so.
And it was shocking to me to watch that last night.
This is what they would call this going out sad, I believe is the term. Going out sad, Bill Belichick, perhaps.
Do you think he finishes his contract there?
How long's the contract?
What was the contract? Yeah.
Is it 3 years? 5 years?
5?
Ooh, if it's 5, no. If it's 3, yes. Because what I think the hope is with Carolina football,
5-year, $50 million.
10 year, yeah, I know it was 10 million a year. What the hope is that for the first time ever, it seems as though Carolina is actually investing in football. There's some actual excitement. If you read on Twitter before the game had started, there were a bunch of Carolina fans, Carolina alums, people who cover Carolina football, people who cover ACC football, who described the electricity and the buzz around the program as something they'd never seen before or really ever expected to see from North Carolina football, because they know it and everybody knows it. That's a basketball school. You know, they had Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time, was there. He was the big deal yesterday, or one of the big deals. And
that was a sick shot of that suite.
Yeah.
With Michael Jordan, Roy Williams, and Lawrence Taylor.
So sick. But
they had some real star power in that building.
That's where the excitement comes from, is that the fact that there's some energy around it. It seems like they're, for the first time ever, going to invest. And everybody knows, and people talk about it when the subject of conference realignment comes up every now and again, North Carolina is going to continue to be one of the halves. They are the prize jewel in the next round of realignment. There is hope that that football program could be worth something and could be competitive, whether it be in the Big Ten or the SEC one day, and in the short term, in the ACC in the next couple of years under Bill Belichick.
I just pulled up North Carolina's record under Mac Brown. So Mac Brown got there in 2019. He stayed till last year.
That was his second stint.
Yes. So that, what is that? 6 total seasons in Chapel Hill, 7 wins, 8 wins, 6 wins, 9 wins, 8 wins, 6 wins.
The 9 wins the year that they lost A&M in the Orange Bowl.
Yes, 2020.
So
no,
COVID
excuse me. It was that was 8-4.
Oh,
COVID was 8-4. They went to the Orange Bowl. 9-5. They went to the Holiday Bowl and lost.
gotcha.
But he made a bowl game every year except for the final year at 6-6. And it sounds like they probably just got left out, but that's because that's a record that'll get you into a bowl. Does Bill Belichick get there?
I mean, did you finish going through the schedule?
Yeah.
Dicey.
So their schedule, you missed it. You weren't listening. Works in reverse.
Yep.
Richmond, they'll win. I mean, they may win the next 2, but UCF, Clemson, Cal, Virginia, Syracuse, at Syracuse, Stanford they may get, at Wake. Boy, Wake almost lost to Kennesaw State at home.
Do they get Virginia Tech? Because that Virginia Tech team stinks.
Some of the biggest.
The ACC is just bad, honestly.
Well, unless you're in Tallahassee, Florida, which is next topic.
It's incredibly top heavy. Like you'd feel good about Clemson and Florida State, and I guess SMU now because they're in the ACC for some reason. But other than them, I think you feel a little bit questionable about basically anybody. Oh, Miami, but
Miami look great.
It's like 4 teams at the top, and then it's a whole lot of who knows after that.
I think of all the power leagues, we got the best glimpse into the ACC. I thought Clemson was bad. That was not a fun watch. I thought Cade Klubnik stunk. I liked Cade Klubnik as a kid. I thought he was bad, and I thought as a senior, coming into the year as the best odds for the Heisman, I was really underwhelmed with his performance. Now, we could go through the year, and that could be an outlier, and they could be awesome the rest of the season, and we could learn that LSU's defense has really turned it around from last year. That could all be on the table for sure. But in week 1, in terms of my biggest disappointments, Clemson would have been right up there, but not number 1. Not number 1. And the cooking that is happening in Tuscaloosa right now is well-deserved. I could not believe. And look, I'm watching. We're watching it here in the office before the A&M game, and it was like, we were doing other stuff. We have obviously on game days we have other stuff going on, so you're kind of in and out. So every time I looked up, Florida State was ripping off 15, 20-yard runs, and I'm going, surely there's something going on here, and maybe it was the Malzahn scheme. I don't know, if they struggled with the looks, but Kalen DeBoer and then the defensive coordinator at Alabama have both come out and said, no, Florida State did exactly what we thought they were going to do. We just got it shoved right up our hind end. And it's surprising. Look, all the other stuff you don't see during the game that has surfaced on social media afterward with the effort and the physicality. Did you see there was a screenshot, supposedly, it comes from this Bama fan that talks to one of their big donors, and one of the big donors was sitting with him after the game at the tailgate, and this guy's typing out everything that he's claiming he's seen in the program about players being allowed to come in and out all hours of the night.
I did see that. That was somebody who was like a beat writer.
That was a beat. I thought it came from a message board or Reddit.
I think they were a writer. Like somebody who was writing said that they were in the hotel the night before the game, and players just getting fast food and stuff like that coming and going. Yeah, that's.
And who knows?
Cracks maybe, or the cracks showing.
I think some of this stuff is winning cures all, right? And you could be doing everything right, and you're losing games. And so every attempt that you're making to have good culture, every attempt that you're making to discipline kids, to keep people to a standard, if you lose, it's always going to be questioned. And if you win, it gets papered over.
Yeah.
Correct?
Correct.
So how much of this is really a problem, like a real culture issue at Alabama, and how much of it is, if they were winning, nobody would care? We'll never know unless you're kind of like diving, if you're there day to day with the program. But there's I just don't know, leash for Kalen DeBoer. How long is it? That's another one, though. His contract's crazy.
For sure, you would give a new coach 3 years, right? For sure, you'd give a coach 3 years, right? Except that their in-state rival, canned Brian Harsin after 2, and we're trying to get him fired before the end of his first year.
Yeah, and
there is no patience for college football coaches in that state.
But his buyout is Jimbo-esque. And it's the old question, brings up the old question or the old adage maybe. Do you want to be the guy after the guy?
Absolutely not.
Tell me somewhere where it's worked.
The one place I can think of.
Florida State?
I'm not even going to go say coaches. But yeah, I mean, that would be a really good
Was
one.
it Jimbo Fisher after Bobby?
Yeah, if I was going to go out of coaching, so I'm going to stay in sports, but I wouldn't even say coaching. The one person who has done a good job, top of mind as the guy, the next guy after the guy, has been Joe Davis calling Dodger games after Vin Scully. Well, but time out. You're laughing. Nick Saban is the greatest college football coach of all time, right?
I think that's a false equivalency because there's
Vin Scully is considered the greatest broadcaster of all time.
There's a lot less on the line for broadcasters.
But people, yes, broadcasters aren't going to get fired. If the team likes the guy, they're not getting rid of him. But he has done a very good job of ingratiating himself to the fan base years after fact. No one's trying to run him off or get pissed off at him. Even Florida State wanted to get rid of Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah, it's just Kalen DeBoer could have been, and this is kind of relevant to some things that have happened in College Station maybe, but if Kalen DeBoer stays in Seattle, Washington, they might build him a statue.
Mm-hmm.
You go to Alabama and you win, you're just the next guy that wanted Alabama. You're never going to be Bear. You're never going to be Nick. He might not even be, he probably won't even be Gene Stallings. He's on a Mike Shula.
He might not be Dennis Franchione.
Yeah, Fran and Mike Shula. But it's hard though, right? Like who's going to turn down the Alabama head football job? People can tell you, hey, you shouldn't do this. Like you have everything you need here to be a legend. You shouldn't go chase this. But there's some kind of thing, I guess, that makes you kind of yearn for something big. It's ambition is what it is. But I guess there's got to be some sort of line that you can govern yourself with this ambition or it's going to get you in trouble. Look, again, it's week 1. Could we be overreacting? Absolutely. A lot of people did. And that's kind of how we got going down this road. But they're 5-5 in their last 10 games.
It's bad.
And if you're like that and you start a season and you go 5-5 through your first 10 games of an actual season where it's not split between two.
They lost to Davis Warren in a bowl game last year.
And Alabama, you're on the hot seat.
Yikes.
Again, like recalibrate your settings for Alabama.
I did not expect to be sitting here on Tuesday after week 1 thinking Brian Kelly may have saved his job and Kalen DeBoer might be in his last year.
Brian Kelly and Dabo Swinney had a little spat via press conferences today.
Yeah, they both said that each other suck. And I kind of agree with both of them.
Does Ryan Day have his nipples pierced?
I know that, he's into some weird stuff. That guy's definitely into some weird stuff.
If that picture is real, then
third Saturday of every
he does. Yeah,
I kind of respect him more if he's like gonna just. I don't think that picture's real. In fact, I'm almost certain it's doctored.
Dude,
but if it was real, I would kind of respect him.
So many official accounts. It got posted on so many official accounts.
But he's definitely into some weird stuff because, like, every third Saturday of November, he's definitely into calling the Michigan Wolverines daddy.
But if you're,
he's into that.
If you're in Columbus, Ohio, like, where do you go and when do you go where you got to take your shirt off and show your decorations?
Do you remember?
He's got ornaments on.
Do you remember when in 2020, before the pandemic and everything was coming out about the Astros and everyone was making these jokes about, or these claims that Jose Altuve didn't want to take his shirt off after that home run off of Chapman because he had a buzzer on, and then everyone's like, no, it's just because he has a tattoo. And then the next day he was walking around shirtless, showing off his tattoo. Like I once, like, why has the reporting in Columbus, Ohio not captured Ryan Day at practice this week coaching shirtless? Like, why has that not happened?
It would be great if that would be just an all-time college football picture. Up there with is that Jim McElwain naked next to that fish? Do you think that was Jim McElwain on that fish, Cade?
It's a shark.
I remember what picture you're talking about.
Yes.
You think that's him?
I've convinced myself it has to be.
Could have been.
Do you think he got naked before or after he got the fish in the boat? I'm just asking.
I don't need to know.
I'm just asking. Speaking of LSU and Clemson, Kate, we have that video. Can you pull that video up? This is something we have to talk about. I'd like a little volume because it kind of sets the scene. I'll shut up. This is the video of the LSU fans dancing on Clemson's field. This is so Louisiana. And I will say, as somebody that lived in that state for 4 years, this isn't a great representation of the rhythm that they have over there. A bunch of these people can't dance. In Louisiana, that's one thing they got going for them is they got a bunch of rhythm. But if you are Clemson, and I understand, so maybe if you've read this, Richard or Cade, you can chime in. They have something where at the end of these games, these home games, after the teams clear the field, they allow families onto the field so the little kids can run around.
Texas A&M used to do that way back in the day. A&M used to do that before the league joined the SEC and the league's got a mandated cooling off period. Yeah, you used to be able to go down to the field and play catch on Kyle Field. I don't remember that.
Anyway, it seems to me that if you're a Clemson official and you just lose this, nationally broadcast one of the games of the weekend, and let's be honest, you lose it and you don't play well, and there's a lot of people saying stuff about your program, and these Cajuns are going to take an opportunity to party if they've got it, and they're going to rub it right in your face, and they did. I don't understand how somebody from Clemson didn't go, okay, that's enough. And if you go back that video, they're still pouring over the side like they weren't about to stop. They had the mascot. And again, that's why it's so Louisiana. It was the mascot was down there. There was a little girl that was in an LSU cheerleading outfit. Old men. It didn't matter. Everybody was getting down. They call that over there a boucherie.
What?
A boucherie.
How do you spell this?
A boucherie is like it's usually they do it around a food. Like they'll kill a pig. Everybody will take different parts of the pig, and then everybody go cook something different. They bring it together and they have a party. It's a boucherie. But I'm sitting there watching that and I'm going, if you're Clemson, this is not a great look. I realize that you have this post-game tradition, but could you imagine, like I couldn't bring myself to think that last year LSU beats A&M at Kyle Field in the blackout, A&M 7-1. LSU comes in here and wins, and then you let the students and little kids and grandparents jump over the side of Kyle Field and they start dancing while the band's playing right there in front of everybody. No way. I couldn't believe that they let that happen. Look, more credit. I'm not mad at the LSU people.
I think A&M
That's
should beat.
So on brand.
I think A&M should beat LSU in Baton Rouge this year and then try it. What do you think? Like try to do exactly what
wouldn't be the best idea.
Don't do it. Be safe. Be
Which
smart.
Would be interesting because you'd be like, well, you guys did it at Clemson. Why can't we do it here?
We're talking about a different story. If A&M tries it.
But that didn't, like, your antennas didn't go up going, what are we doing here when you saw that?
No, because I'm just thinking, Cajuns are at it again. And they're having fun. And they're always having fun.
Well, it was funny to see in week 1 of college football, the narrative starting to shift mid-game. And you actually sent a text to one of our groups and I heard it when Gus Johnson said it.
Oh, it made me I was like, what are we doing? That dude stinks. I'm going on record publicly. Gus Johnson is the worst of the big broadcast crews. He is the worst. He is the worst commentator, the worst play-by-play guy in all of college football. CBS, Brad Nessler, clears him by a mile. ESPN, ABC have 4 or 5 different crews
who my favorite is.
Way better. Oh, yeah, Sean McDonough's fantastic.
Sean McDonough is elite.
Last night, Monday night, is ESPN's 4th or 5th game, maybe. Reese Davis, way better than Gus Johnson. And I know why why Fox doesn't put too much more money into their college football stuff, because they've got so many resources dedicated to the NFL, right? Because they've got so many games across the country.
Carl Ravitch or Gus Johnson? Cade, you got a vote?
Mute. The
Yeah,
mute
that's
button
good. That's a good
is
call.
the
I don't know.
correct
I'd go
option.
Carl Ravitch, but
Gus
I
gets
don't
so
mind
wrapped up.
baseball.
I'll stick with Carl Ravitch only because he's a fellow tribe member.
Gus just, and I
He's a
think
brutal
Gus is,
listen.
his outbursts are good in moments, but what he did the other day, so in case you weren't listening yet, or you had the broadcast on mute, what was it? Probably the second quarter, midway through the second quarter.
It was 22 minutes into game time. So
middle of the second quarter.
It's 7 minutes left before half. It's nuts. It's so dumb.
And by this point, it's clear that Arch Manning is really struggling. The game's sped up. This was a really strong weekend for memes in college football. And I don't know that there's one better. Kate, I'm going to ask you to do some work on the fly here. If you can find the one of Arch and Uncle Rico.
That was late in the game.
It was the last throw.
He ended up having a much better second half, but his first half, you're right, was brutal. And that's what prompted the quote.
So Gus Johnson, after watching Arch really struggle, and look, it's Fox Sports, it's ESPN, it's everybody that's in this national media covering this stuff. It's kind of on them. They've blown this kid up. It's not Arch's fault. There were a lot of reasons why it was going to be tough for him to be successful in that road environment, but you listen to everybody talk, and he's the second coming, right? So when he is struggling like he was in Columbus.
Don't understand that reference.
And Gus Johnson says, well, this is really unfair to him. It's really unfair that Arch Manning is making, and another thing, he kept saying it was Arch's first start. Not true.
Not true.
Not true. It wasn't Arch's first start. It was his first start on the road. And yeah, he was facing a former Super Bowl winning defensive coordinator in Matt Patricia. But, Ohio State replaced a ton of guys on defense. The fact that he said, well, this is really unfair to.
That's the word that was used. Unfair. Yeah. Unfair is insane.
What's unfair about it? That is an
insane word choice.
Hold on. So was it fair for Julian Sand, who had less experience, to be starting against the Texas defense that went to the semifinal last year and has 2 All-Americans in the front 7? Is that fair? What is unfair about this? It's football.
It's so dumb.
So it was just funny to see the narratives shifting. And I'll tell you another one. Hold on.
Okay. Whoa.
I'll tell you another one that kind of rubbed me the wrong way when it flipped was the Carson Beck stuff. Because if you listen to the way that Notre Dame Miami game was presented, a lot of the talk was about CJ Carr and all the.
I listened to a lot of that game on mute because I was at the soccer game.
So Carson Beck came out. Carson Beck balled, and Carson Beck, if you look at his numbers last year at Georgia, from what I understand, if I remember this correctly, his numbers last year at Georgia weren't all that dissimilar to Garrett Nussmeier's last year at LSU.
Sure.
And Carson Beck, if they get that level of play at quarterback from him with all these other first of all, Miami's offensive line took it to Notre Dame. They ran the football at them all night in the rain, when it wasn't raining, to the edge, up the middle. They had a lot of success on the ground. That was really surprising to me, and that made me think Miami may have something for real here. But it's the Notre Dame quarterback is always going to be put on a pedestal. But I thought that in terms of the balance of how that game was covered going into it, I thought CJ Carr, again, massively unproven, could end up being a really good player, could absolutely beat Texas A&M when they go up there in a couple of weeks. But Carson Beck we have a massive folder and portfolio of what this kid can do. And when he's right, he's pretty good. And he was really good the other night.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I didn't cut you off.
My thoughts on Miami, because you went there, are that Miami's got a really good team. They've got a really talented and they've got a really experienced quarterback. There's no reason why Miami shouldn't challenge or potentially win the ACC. They should absolutely be in the college football playoff. Now, I know they've got a pretty tough non-conference game with Florida, right? Florida's still a little unproven.
You see Florida's schedule?
Oh, well, yeah, but we knew that because it's just the reverse of what last year was.
But now that Miami looks
really good. But Miami
Florida
was number 10 coming into the end of the year.
But Florida State.
So they were expected to be good. Yeah, the Florida State things.
Let me look this up.
That's a tick up.
What else were you talking about?
But anyways, I think Miami's got a really good team. I think they should be a playoff team. What I think is going to hold Miami back is their coaching. Still don't trust Mario Cristobal. I mean, there's no reason why that game should have even been tied late.
questionable down the stretch for sure.
He was very questionable. And remember, this is how long ago was it that he did the dumbest thing in the history of college football against Georgia Tech?
Was it 2 years ago?
I think so.
Or was it even? Could it have even been last year?
Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago.
Well, Haynes, I remember Haynes threw the touchdown pass.
Yeah.
Speaking of Haynes,
can I say what I want to say about Arch Manning first? Going back to that, I think it is still way too early to make any definitives, opinions or thoughts on him. Didn't play very well in a very hostile environment against what could be one of the best defenses in the country, right? I don't think he lost his team that game. I don't think he won the team that game. I think he's still going to be a very good quarterback, and I think Texas is still going to be a tough out.
For sure. And I think they're going to be able to run the football. They got good backs. I think they use Arch's legs. And look, he's going to have a few weeks to get some confidence here now.
Yeah.
San Jose State, Sam, I forget who else, but it's some cupcakes here coming up to get him right before they go into Red River. And that's another team with a big, we'll talk about Oklahoma, Michigan later this week, but Oklahoma got a lot of love for beating Illinois State 35-3. And I'm like, man,
who cares? 35 points?
Yeah. And, Florida beat Long Island, right? And Lagway was pretty efficient, but you should be.
Duh.
That's why, and Olin wrote the article last week, was UTSA is kind of the perfect in between here. And I thought they were. After watching UTSA play, I'm like, okay, that team's probably going to win 9 games. I mean, I could see them winning 9 games.
Yeah.
They got a big one this week. That's a really important game. Texas State against UTSA. I think that's a really it'll be intriguing for non-P4 in the state of Texas, kind of the hierarchy there. It really overall in the state of Texas, it was not a great weekend. I felt like A&M and TCU kind of carried the load there.
I saw some stats that the Texas A&M University system is 4-2, and the University of Texas system is 2-4. So we got that going for us.
How about Baylor?
They stink.
Can we talk about Matthew Dawson might be fraudulent?
They stink.
I think he was on Baylor. He was on
and then he was
Syracuse.
The national leader in passing yardage is Sawyer Robertson. It's dude,
Baylor's got problem on defense.
They had to throw the ball nonstop because they couldn't stop anybody, and they didn't have enough time to run the ball. It's
a different caliber of athlete, and you're looking at 2 teams at about in the middle of their league, Baylor and Auburn, in 2 different leagues.
Auburn's a team that might have been my biggest surprise of the year.
Again, I think what surprised me is the way they used Jackson Arnold.
The running game looks impressive. They had 3 dudes just go off for over 5 yards of carry.
Yeah. And one of them was very clearly, it's impressive by Auburn with their game plan, their ability to use their weapons. Those receivers though that they got out of the transfer portal, or Cam Coleman and then Eric Singleton, they've got bigger plays in there. They got more weapons. It'll be interesting if Jackson Arnold can get them the ball. But what I was surprised about is just the game plan that Auburn put together and the way they executed. And that's a Dave Aranda defense. I know it's not super talented, but it's a Dave Aranda defense that they bludgeoned on the ground.
They destroyed. I was excited for that game. That might have been the game I was more excited about, anywhere across the country. Friday night, just get to sit back with cold beer on the couch, watch hopefully good football, and it was a dud.
It was just getting a text from it. It was I think you were sending text to me and Matthew Dawson too, hey, this guy. I thought Sawyer Robertson was a Heisman Trophy winner.
Every single time there was a key throw or a third down, something you needed a play from your quarterback, throw was just
his stat line was better
erratic.
than he played. Again, That's why stats are for people that don't go to the game.
Bingo. People that don't watch the
game, that Sawyer Robertson didn't play well. This is the tweet that I was looking for earlier. On Florida's schedule, based off today's AP Top 25.
Okay.
Number 3, number 4, number 5, number 7, number 14, number 19, number 20, and number 22.
9 ranked opponents.
That's a lot.
Jeez.
That's a lot to overcome for Billy Napier. And I would put Auburn in that similar category as Florida. I don't know. And then what did you make of South Carolina? Because their first drive, I'm going, uh-oh. They look like they're going to be a problem.
I didn't pay very much attention to them. We had it on in the office while we were working on Sunday afternoon.
Callie Garner says if Florida goes 9-3, they'll be in the CFP.
Pull away, but I just don't think they're that good. I got to walk out of here, though.
Okay.
We got to take a phone call, guys. I'll be back.
Callie Garner in the YouTube chat. If Florida goes 9-3, they should be in the CFP. We'll see. I don't disagree with that right now. It will depend on what the rest of the country looks like. but I think them and A&M at 9-3, it would be interesting to see who the 9 are and who the 3 are, and then what else is around them. Cade.
Sir, let's roll.
I want to try to transition into some very interesting stuff coming out of the mouth of Tony Vitello. And look, has there been anybody in terms of like how the A&M fan base perceives them that's gone from heel to hero more than Tony Vitello over the last 18 months? I mean, the guy has completely flipped his image from the A&M standpoint, right? But he had some very interesting things to say to Baseball America in regards to tampering. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this on this show is not just solely to try to bring a college baseball element into every one of these, but Tony is probably the most high-profile coach in the game right now. He's talking to a national publication, and he's talking about an issue that crosses a lot of boundaries in sports nowadays with the transfer portal. So, Cade, if you want to pop up these tweets, the tweets that have the quotes embedded in them, and then I'll let you take it away and read them.
Okay, I'll read them. All right, sounds good. So this first one, it says, he says college tampering. If you're calling a kid who's not in the portal, you're breaking the rules. That's wrong. But when kids and families are already asking questions, it's hard. I'd actually go as far to say as it's completely impossible to pretend that conversation isn't happening. Further, he goes into this. He says there needs to be an oversight committee, something with the power to actually punish offenders. Until then, people are going to do what they feel they have to do because the risk is basically zero.
And all of that, I believe everything he just said right there is 100% accurate. I have zero issue with any of that, and it's fact. And it would be interesting to see what he would have said had a counter question been asked. Said, "Okay, Coach Vitello, are you participating in some of this stuff?" Because he basically says it's ubiquitous across the sport, right? And there's nothing that you can do to curtail it. And I agree with him. Until the NCAA comes down and says, we are putting our foot down on this tampering stuff, it's going to keep happening. It happens if you're a Texas fan, your coaches are doing it. If you're an LSU fan, your coaches are doing it. If you're a Tennessee fan, your coaches are doing it. It's happening everywhere.
They can't stop. They can't even stop tampering in the professional leagues. They've tried and they talk about it all the time, but it's not like they actually they haven't stopped it. It still happens.
And until somebody, and it can't be some wrist slap. Like you're going to have to bring down some serious repercussions on people. It's not going to stop. And there's no incentive for it to stop. So and that's part of what I don't think the regular fans understand about what coaching is now. Like it's not just recruiting the high school player or recruiting the portal player. It's about re-recruiting your roster every year. Mike Early's had to do that both of his years as a head coach. He's had to re-recruit his own roster. And Tony was a big obstacle for him in doing that.
It's the nature of the game now.
I don't want to get Luke Evangelist too excited here, but new basketball coach Bucky McMillan literally had to build a whole roster this offseason because of the transfer portal.
I don't want to talk about basketball unless we're talking about the non-conference schedule, okay?
Oh, yes, my bad. Of course, yeah.
Do we not have the non-conference schedule to pop up there?
Do we have the non-conference schedule yet?
Pop that up there real quick.
Pop it up?
No,
yeah.
I'm just kidding. I don't care.
What's the non-conference schedule, kid? Do you know when it's dropping?
But I heard it's already dropped.
This isn't.
It hasn't. Oh. That's the point.
And he about wet his pants one day in here.
Yeah, and that was a month ago.
Lord
he had Nick running wild trying to get a graphic together for something that's not going to drop.
That's why I wanted a graphic made for the baseball fall exhibition schedule. But this tampering thing's an interesting topic, just because I think people now, there was a time when it was like people were gasping whenever you heard you were recruiting other players that weren't in the portal or trying to get them to leave other places. And now you read any random message board across the college landscape and they're talking about, well, we need to tamper and get this kid in the portal. We need to tamper and get this guy to Texas A&M. And they're right. They are right. I don't like it. I would hope that it would not work, but I know that it does.
Yeah.
And more these mid-major, and I was a mid-major baseball player, but more and more these mid-majors are becoming farm systems.
Yep, they're farm teams, unfortunately.
Which I think is so cool for a place like Murray State to make a run to Omaha and then none of their kids leave.
That is cool. It's probably going to be the last time that ever happens in any sport.
And especially in those sports that are, not football, basketball, where, there is going to be a massive difference now in what you're allowed to make, monetarily. I mean, some of these places, they're not going to be able to fund baseball that way. They're not going to be able to give baseball players money.
Volleyball. Texas A&M's got a huge leg up in volleyball.
They're
Fully
good.
funded.
They're good. What I loved about volleyball this week was them going down to a mid-major team in Central Arkansas. And it's clear Coach Morrison is trying to play a bunch of girls and figure out rotations and get everybody on the floor. And they found a way to battle back and win when they did not play well.
When they went down 2-1, they really kicked it into high gear. I don't know if you saw the set scores, they weren't close in the 4th and 5th. A&M put their foot down. They can turn it off and on. It's interesting. They're a good team, and the excitement surrounding Texas A&M volleyball is 100% warranted this year.
And it seems like those girls, every time they have one of them come in here, they're super impressive.
Really, really
Kosick,
good representatives
Stowers,
of this
Ava
university.
Underwood, Lednicki, every one of them that's been in here, I've been like, that girl's got it together. They're extremely bright, personable, and obviously very good at volleyball. So Coach Morrison has done a sensational job.
They make me feel very short.
Okay.
Just saying. They're all pretty tall.
Do you
What?
You're right.
Short kings unite.
We used to have a picture of Richard. There was there's a restaurant. Was it a restaurant? What was it in
it's
Omaha?
Little Kings. I'll send it. Kate, I'll find it and I'll send it to you.
There's a place in Omaha, downtown Omaha. We were walking around one night, and this was in 2022.
No, I think we did it again in 24. So I think there's a photo of me standing under it the same night we ran into Callie Gardner on the street. That was quite the experience.
Who was she with? I can't even remember who she was with.
I can't remember either.
Yeah, I can't see it in my brain.
Kate, I'm texting this to you. Yeah, it was outside a restaurant called Little King.
Yeah, so it was a restaurant called Little King.
Deli and Subs. Established, time out, just now recognizing this for the first time. Established in 1969.
Sweet.
Nice. Little Kings.
Is he going to pop that up?
I don't know if he is.
You're going to have to give me 2 or 3 minutes. I'll pop it up.
Is it worth it?
We'll just circle back.
Is this worth it?
We'll just we'll circle. It's a sandwich shop, so we'll circle back when it's time for us to talk sandwiches.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Think?
Perfect.
Bang! What a segue.
Good. We'll tie that in. Why do people put fruit in chicken salad?
Why do people eat chicken salad? Next
chicken
question.
salad's delicious.
No.
Oh, you don't like a chicken salad sandwich?
No.
Do you like tuna salad?
No.
Do you like egg salad?
No.
Do you like Caesar salad?
No.
Do you like house salad?
I do like a house salad with Italian dressing and croutons.
What other salads do you like?
I don't know.
Do you
fruit salad? Yummy.
Do you like fruit
salad? Like the Wiggles?
Do you consider coleslaw salad?
I don't like coleslaw.
I didn't like coleslaw when I was younger.
No slaw, extra toast. That's the move.
I was a no slaw, extra toast. At either chicken establishment.
Yeah.
I like the one with an L. I like the potato salad though.
Okay.
You don't like potato salad?
Not a potato salad guy.
Olive salad?
I've never even heard of olive salad.
Pasta salad? My wife makes a pretty good pasta salad.
Keep tossing these salads out there, Brauny.
My wife makes a good pasta salad. You don't like pasta salad?
That's what it's like. We call that like macaroni salad.
Macaroni salad?
It's all right.
There's a lot
Not
of different
my favorite,
types of
but
salad.
I'll eat it. So cold pasta is a little odd though.
If you have no opinion on chicken salad, then let me say my piece here. Okay. I go to the store, and it's a local establishment that I like. I really like. They have great meats. Love their meat. Grill their meat. No pause. I love their meat. Okay, I put their meat on the grill, my grill, a lot. Okay. They have exotic meats, which I love exotic meats. And they have like specialty dishes. And one of their specialty dishes that they often have is chicken salad. again, the quality of the meat here, it makes me believe in the other things that they sell, right? They got good meat. I think they're going to have good other things. So I get this chicken salad, and like I've been trying to eat less. So like chicken salad to me is a good low calorie, high protein lunch. And I get one bite into it. It's got raisins, apples, and walnuts in it. What are we doing? When did chicken become dessert?
When did they toss this chicken salad with?
You don't toss chicken salad. You stir it.
Fruit.
But do you understand what I'm saying? Like, do you like sweet things with your meat?
What I'm saying.
Do you like sweet stuff in your meat? Like, I don't like when my sausage, like if I'm having breakfast and I got pancakes and I got to put syrup on the pancakes, I don't like the syrup touching my bacon.
Doesn't bother me.
Or if I've got sausage, I don't want it. Like, so like, do you like McGriddles?
Sure. McGriddles are good.
I can understand why people would like McGriddles because it's breakfast things and breakfast sandwich, but at least they used to have the kind of the syrup flavored buns on the McGriddle, right? And I don't want sweet touching my meat.
Okay.
That's all you've got for me is okay?
Yeah, you told me you were going to say your piece, so I'm going to stay out of it. I've made a couple of salad tossing jokes. You haven't recognized it. I've done my best trying to not talk about your meat on air.
Please don't talk. Well,
like I'm the sophomore humor guy. Oh, Zane's so immature. I'm just going to say my meat over and over and over. Zane's immature.
This guy can't handle a bit.
It was a long bit.
Yeah, the bit was way too long. Like, I don't care. It's chicken salad. It sucks. Fruit or not. Next.
Gah. What happened? You didn't get his Little Kings picture up.
Yeah.
I do have it, though. I have it right now.
We're going to show it later. We're going to show it later,
Actually, no, we're going to show it right now because we got about 30 minutes, and this might take a little bit to get through because I have some strong opinions about today's top 5 list.
Okay. And I'm sure you do.
But if you don't have them, let me know now. So I won't bother you with them.
About sandwiches?
Sandwiches.
I like sandwiches.
Okay, and we have some people that have some really stupid opinions in this office, really stupid opinions. I don't mind if you have opinions that differ from mine, but just be able to explain your position, right? Like if somebody, for instance, we're ranking sandwiches right now. We're about to rank sandwiches, your top 5 favorite sandwiches. And if you tell me that a grilled cheese ain't a sandwich, I have, okay, explain that to me. And you can't do it, then that's a stupid opinion. Have opinions, be emboldened about them, be passionate about your opinions with sandwiches, and stick behind them. But don't have a reason why you don't think a grilled cheese is not a sandwich. Okay, are you ready to do this now?
I'm ready.
Okay, we're entertaining people here. Okay. They're locked for this. Okay. All right, Kay, do you have that picture ready? Because this is how we're going to start.
I do have it ready.
Top 5 sandwich types. Okay, pop that up. Look at that Little King there.
Yeah.
Little Kings.
I forget where we went to dinner the night before. We obviously did not eat at the Little Kings, but like, Omaha's super cool downtown. Like, little area. I forget what they call it.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of it.
Market. What's the
Is it
name
Market
of the
Street?
No, it's not Market Street. That's a
San Antonio.
That's a convenience store, little grocery store.
Downtown Omaha name.
It's like Eastern Market or something.
Old Market.
Yep. Old Market. Super cool. Very nice walking city. I had some good
surprisingly
experiences there.
Lots of homeless.
Old Buchanan's got some thoughts on those.
Olin have some very unique thoughts on how
to
clean up the homelessness.
All right, we talking sandwiches?
At some point, we're going to get Olin on this show. Can't get us kicked off the airwaves because we are not on the air. We're on the air, but we're not on live radio. Okay, Cade, do you have a list?
I do have a list. Yeah.
Richard, do you have a list?
I'm making mine up as I go.
This is.
But I've got plenty of good options.
Okay.
I'm just gonna try and make sure multiple because I see your
these
list.
Are ranked.
You sent your list,
right?
And I see one of mine that would be on there is on your list too. So I just want to like throw other stuff out there because I want to give as many sandwiches some love as possible.
Mine aren't necessarily ranked in an order, but they would be my top 5 sandwiches.
All right, Cade, go first. Number 5.
Hold on, we have to, in order for you to undertake anything like this, you have to have some sort of structure around what we are describing. So one of the real talking points before we got on air, whenever I was kicking this around the back, I was like, okay, if we're going to talk about top 5 sandwiches, we're going to need to describe what a sandwich is. Okay. So Cade, and this is where one of the stupider lists that we got in, this is what spurred this discussion. Luke Evangelist in chat, we got some people that are, what somebody said, booty juice.
They're bringing it up because we were talking about salads.
Okay. So there are some people that do have some emboldened opinions in the chats about their sandwiches. And if we'll read some of these. If you want your opinion read, send us a super chat. As long as it's not vulgar, as long as it's not demeaning, we will read it. Whatever it says. So
or chat in the TexAgs live
the premium chats as well.
Premium chat, yes.
So Cade, what spurred this discussion was that Luke Evangelist sent us his top 5 sandwiches. And at number 5, he had quesadillas. On what planet is a quesadilla a sandwich? There's no chance on God's beautiful green earth that you can convince me that a quesadilla that they sell at Tex-Mex places, have you ever been, Cade, have you ever been to a sub sandwich shop and gotten a quesadilla? You ever gone into Subway and said, give me that quesadilla, it looks good?
They don't even have tortillas at sandwich shops. Okay, that's probably not true, but that's not an option for you to put your sandwich on. The tortilla is not an option for you.
Quesadilla is not a sandwich.
It's not a sandwich. Quesadilla is not a sandwich. It's just not. I understand where he's coming from a structure standpoint, but a quesadilla is not a sandwich. Look, it is its own thing.
Luke doesn't know what to do with himself because the basketball non-conference schedule is not out yet. So he's putting stuff on his list that don't make sense.
So he's trolling other people to get them riled up because internally he's having to fight. And guess
what? It's worked.
Yeah. Well, look, I've got a better. You can convince me more that a hot dog is a sandwich.
Well, yeah, that's here. So you want to get into it? That's the age-old question: is a hot dog a sandwich? And I got a text from our dear friend Alex Miller, another food aficionado, as he travels around the state and covers college games and high school games. He asks, "Is a taco a sandwich?" I say no to both.
No.
I say no to both. And I originally asked him, "Why would you want to get political with me?"
Here's the thing. In order for you to order tacos, you go to a taqueria for the most part, right? They have restaurants that serve. It's okay. I don't want to share your germs. Hot dogs, you go to Wiener Schnitzel. You ever been to Wiener Schnitzel? You go to a hot dog place to get hot dogs.
We're getting to Portillo's.
Is Portillo's a sandwich shop or is that a hot dog place?
I mean, it's Chicago, the Midwest. I don't care.
But it's a hot dog place.
Food.
It's a hot dog place, right? That's what my point is. Like, they're not serving the foot-long cheese coney. It's not a sandwich. They're not flipping sandwiches out of Portillo's.
Sure.
They're not flipping sandwiches out of James Coney Island. They're hot dog shops. A lot of times, hot dog shops have hot dog mascots. Right?
Yes.
I would also
not sandwich mascots.
Ask me about my wiener.
Ask Richard about his hot dog wiener. Okay?
I would also like to point out that
it's kosher.
When you're eating
It's true.
Oh my God.
Oh man. It was only a matter of time.
Oh boy.
It's only a matter of time.
All right.
Oh.
Okay, so we've established some grounds here.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, hot dogs are not a sandwich.
Not a sandwich.
Richard eats kosher hot dogs, and a quesadilla is not a sandwich.
Taco's also not a sandwich.
Taco's also not a sandwich. You go to taqueria.
If you're gonna eat it, if it comes up and down, and it's not like you can't hold it like this.
Oh yeah.
To eat it.
Well, go ahead. Keep.
No. If
your visual is great.
If you can't hold it like this, a taco, you're gonna hold it like this. You're gonna bite from nobody's gonna. I'm sorry, I have a microphone in front of me. I can't
How are we holding things, bro? Look at this. You see the replay?
I was gonna let him go.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Kate.
I'll bring you down to that place that sells that good meat, Kate.
You goober. Can we get to the list? Can we...
I'm sweating now.
Ugh.
It's hot in here.
Yeasty.
I hope not. It is getting. It is warm in here. So Josh, if you're listening, I doubt you are, because if you were listening, you would have told us probably to shut up and quit talking. But if you're listening, I would cut the air on a little bit. I'm getting a little sweaty.
Yeah, Billy's gonna be pissed.
All right. Yeah, if he gets in here and like anybody has sweat within 25 yards of him, he'll get a little upset. All right. Are you ready, Kate? Have you recovered, or do you have any more hand visuals you'd like to show us to portray sandwiches?
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. Hey, look.
I was trying my best
to see at European soccer matches.
Look, I don't yuck anybody's yum. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you got to do to enhance your point, have at it, Kate.
Okay. So, wait, am I starting? Is it
Yeah,
my
We're
list
just going
first?
5,
Okay.
or are we sharing 5 through 1s?
Let's start with number 5.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't list them in order, but I'll just say my number 5 is peanut butter and jelly. Simple,
Good call.
classic.
Good call. That's going to be on a lot of people's list.
You want to? I don't have it on my list, but that's a good one.
Are you a goober? Are you a goober guy?
What?
Like, goober, where the peanut butter and jelly comes in, like Smucker's makes goober. And it's a
like
can,
when they come combined?
And it's combined peanut butter and jelly in a can.
No.
Listen, I would rather, and also, okay, Kate, I'll let you take the floor again. Explain to me how you make your peanut butter and jelly sandwich, because I do think there's some science behind this.
Oh, man. I think.
Or are you just plain old smear it on one and smear it on the other?
I think it's important. Are you eating now, or are you eating later?
That's actually a good point. If you're making it for later, you have to be a little bit more technical with it and try to make sure nothing's spilling over the edges. Make sure you're not like.
That's not why. That's not why, Kate.
Well, and the jelly also, you want to make sure you're not going to like soak the bread.
Exactly.
Obviously.
So if you're like taking it in your sack lunch to school one day, you got to put peanut butter on both slices of bread and jelly in the middle. It keeps the bread from being soggy by the time
we own white bread, plain old Miss Baird's white bread.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
We once went on a field trip to the Mrs. Baird's factory in elementary school.
I like Miss Baird's bread.
So
Wonder
good.
Bread's good too. Here's how I like to make my peanut butter and jelly. That's the reason why I asked you, Kate, is I do combine it in a bowl first and then mix it myself, mix it together.
That's
interesting. And then put it on. That's the way my grandma always did it, and so that's why that's the way I've always eaten them. But PB&J is a great sandwich.
PB&J's, Uncrustables are very popular now. Frozen Uncrustables.
Incredible.
Try
Used to be an elite treat we would get
it
at all the games at Bluebell Park. That has since subsided.
Yep, try it. Really, really good.
R.I.P. The Bluebell Park.
Regardless if it's strawberry or grape, really good. All right. I'll take my number 5.
Go ahead.
And I'll do it as a shout out to Kaylee Dreyer. Grilled cheese is a great sandwich. When it's cold, like we used to do it a lot when I was a kid when it was snowy outside. Mom would make grilled cheese and like chicken noodle soup, sit there by the fire.
Tomato
Sometimes.
soup?
No, we would do chicken noodle soup. I was never a tomato soup person. So it is an elite cold weather food option.
Kaylee is actually in the studio over here. Grilled cheese sandwich, dip or no dip?
She doesn't like grilled cheese sandwich. Yeah, she won't eat it. Like,
hold on, what?
She's got the palate of a 3-year-old. Like, she's eating chicken nuggets. That's it. Like, it's insane.
She won't eat a grilled cheese sandwich?
It's psychotic. It's cheese and bread. Do you like cheese?
You need like a.
Do you like bread? Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So if you melt the cheese, then put it on regular white bread.
She doesn't like bread. That's insane.
Okay, we are not going back over to that table anymore. Okay, we're done with that. We're done with them.
I can't see them anymore.
Okay, yeah. For number 5 for me, I like that. Grilled cheese is going to be on a lot of people's list too. Consistent, like hard to screw up. It's going to play. We talked about last week a high floor dessert.
Yeah, it's a high floor meal.
High floor.
Yep.
Pretty consistent. Okay, number 5 for me, I like an Italian sandwich. It's got to have spicy soppressata on it, and it's got to be on a good semolina bread.
Okay.
Okay, it's something that my great grandmother Rose Totino, she would like. She liked Italian sandwiches. That's kind of where I got it. So it made number 5 on my list. Italian spicy sopressata on a semolina bread. All right, Cade, number 4 on your list.
Okay, number 4 on my list, I'm going to go with a BLT with avocado and like a spicy mayo, not just normal mayo.
See, he got specific. That's good. I got specific with mine too, though. BLT, I'm not in on because I don't like the T.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay.
I'm just a BL guy. I'm sure that's vaguely sexual in some way, but I could be. It's like the whenever
How
Dunder
far in the
Mifflin.
alphabet is L from J?
It's when
There's a K in the middle.
they go Dunder Mifflin to Gettysburg, and Andy Bernard makes them wear the hats that say like DM does GB. And Jim's like, I'm pretty sure that's vaguely sexual. All right, what number 4 for you, Richard?
Tough. At 4, and I know it's on your list, I'm going to go the classic chicken sandwich. I mean, Chick-fil-A has built an empire. Again, we're talking low floor or really high floors here. Always a
But
great
super
meal.
high ceilings.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why it's
Great meal right there. The Chick-fil-A's perfected it. The way the chicken breast is seasoned's fantastic. You put 2 slices of pickles and butter on the buns and go. But you can also really, really dress it up.
Yeah.
Slice of cheese, lettuce,
Popeye.
tomato,
Boy, that Popeye's chicken
anything
sandwich.
you want. You could do spicy. Like,
Yes.
really, really
Versatile,
good stuff.
high floor, but super high ceiling. And I think it needs the pickle. It needs the crunch. It needs the vinegar.
I will do pickles sometimes. Sometimes I'll do no pickles. Either way, really good.
And you know what?
Sometimes
it's a good conduit for a conduit for a condiment that I don't use very often in mayonnaise.
Conduit for condiment.
I think that a chicken sandwich holds up well with mayonnaise. And in my house, we don't eat Miracle Whip. That ain't mayonnaise. We eat Hellman's mayonnaise. And I think a slab of Hellman's on a chicken sandwich is really good. But you're right, Richard. High floor and super high ceiling. That's why I have it at number 2 on my list, the chicken sandwich.
All right.
Very, very well-rounded for me. At number 4 for me, and I don't know that any of y'all have this on your list, I got a barbecue sandwich. And I don't care if it's, chopped beef. I don't care if it's sliced sausage.
Pulled pork.
Pulled pork.
Ooh.
Like, I kind of constituted it all under barbecue. And I'll tell you who does a really good one. Really, really good one. And it's really not fair because they do a lot of stuff very, very well. But
Sure.
Buc-ee's makes a great, and they're one where they've got the brisket, the turkey, and the sausage on it. I think they call it the triple thread or whatever. It is so good. And the one in Waller, I can always guarantee that if I'm going to a football game or I'm traveling to Houston, I get to that Buc-ee and Waller's, I get one of those triple decker sandwiches, and it will keep me full for just about the rest of the day until I get back in College Station that night for dinner. It's a slam dunk, hearty, keep you full type of meal. Barbecue sandwich at number 4 on my list.
Good.
That was barbecue sandwich is also on my list, but it's going to be higher.
Okay.
But it's not going to be at 3. At 3, I'm going to go. I went similar to Richard, but I'm going to go spicy chicken sandwich specifically at 3.
Okay.
Do you have a specific place you like your spicy chicken sandwich from?
I mean, the go-to is Chick-fil-A because that's like the floor of
The
spicy
safe bet.
chicken sandwiches, and it's easy and delicious every time.
Gotcha.
But like if you're gonna go to a restaurant and get like a Nashville hot chicken sandwich, anything like that, usually it's pretty solid.
Okay. Chicken sandwich. I mean, very on all 3 lists.
Yeah.
I will take the meatball sub.
Somebody in the chat had meatball sub at 1.
I love a meatball sub.
And that is the complete antithesis of, Michael Scott hates meatball subs, and so does Pat McAfee.
I didn't know this.
Hates meatball subs. They won't think, a McAfee show doesn't think meatball subs a sandwich. I completely disagree with that.
It is a sandwich.
And I think you can get a good meatball sub.
Yeah.
Meatball subs are kind of dictated by
We used to do meatball sub
their
night at home
construction,
every now and then. You got to have a really, really good hoagie.
yes, and
roll to hold it all together.
You can't overstuff the meatballs. Too many meatballs and you got a mess on your hands, right?
Yep. I think. Well, you got to mess on your hands regardless. Like it's one of those.
But
it's
it
one of
falls
those meals.
out, like,
You're not walking away clean.
It's hard to bite the meatball in the middle. It's almost like you got to go whole ball in one bite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
And then I think the type you put cheese on there, melted moats.
Yeah, for sure. Mozzarella does.
Yeah, I think you got to do that.
You got to.
And maybe some shaker cheese, some parm on top.
Yeah,
maybe.
But I agree.
Definitely the moz, maybe on the parm.
The bun is super important on a meatball sub.
Really good. I haven't had one in a long
time. Don't overstuff it.
Yeah.
For me at number 3, patty melt. I love the patty melt. I like a Texas toast.
Kaylee, stop shaking your head at any of our food opinions. Go get your chicken tenders and stop.
I have a question about this one. Would patty melt fall? It falls under. Does it fall under sandwich and burger? This
burgers
situation?
Are sandwiches.
Well, that's a good point. But I feel
burger
like
sandwiches.
I feel like burger's its own specific subset. It is a sandwich, yeah, but it's its own subset of sandwiches.
I mean, I got a way easier time believing that a burger is a sandwich over a hot dog, or especially a quesadilla. But I didn't put any cheeseburgers on my list. I think we could do a top 5 type of cheeseburger.
Yeah.
And have its own category. But
I do have cheeseburger.
So the reason I thought like a patty melt, everybody probably thinks of the one at Whataburger, and they make a great patty melt. We went to Zeitman's in Bryan not too long ago for lunch, the TexAgs crew, and I got a patty melt there. That was on lightly toasted white bread. So like, okay, the patty melt you're thinking about from Whataburger, like that's heavily toasted Texas toast.
Yeah.
But even still, to me, that's bread. That's not like a bun. It's bread.
That's a good point. Yeah.
This one at Zeitman's, and by the way, if you're listening to this and you haven't been to downtown Bryan to eat at Zeitman's, it is off the charts. Best sandwiches in this county. No questions asked.
Best bagels as well.
Our bagel sandwiches.
I mean, bagels themselves are not sandwiches, but if you put something in there in the middle, then absolutely.
Well, that's the same thing with bread.
Like a bacon, egg, and cheese. A bacon, egg, and cheese is absolutely a sandwich.
Because we talked about this in the back too, are breakfast sandwiches.
Absolutely.
So like a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
I agree. If you call it a sandwich.
We're all on the same page on this one, yeah.
Anyway, so Zeitman's gave me my patty melt, Cade, with it was white bread, like regular old white bread, and it was lightly toasted. It was sensational. It was so good. So good. And I'm not a big onions guy, but if you get them caramelized enough like they do on the patty melts, it's sensational. Good little element of crunch and some sweetness. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to do onions on a burger or anything in that realm, I would like them to be caramelized, or like when they do the fried onion strings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
I don't like if you put onion ring that is just raw on there or lightly cooked and heated up. I don't like that. I do not like that type of onion. It's got to be caramelized or battered and fried.
Okay.
Agreed.
I like both of them. Like
you like regular old raw onion?
Sometimes I'll have like an onion on my burger for sure. Like I'm okay with it. I like it.
What, pineapple?
On my burger? Like on a sandwich?
I mean, either.
No, I don't do pineapple on my sandwich.
You know why?
Why?
Because we don't do sweet meat.
Well, I do like Hawaiian pizza. Like pineapple belongs on
pizza. So you're like a slightly sweet meat.
I guess so.
Okay. I'm a no sweet meat man. Where are we at? Number 2?
2.
Yeah. So my number 2, this is where we get to barbecue sandwiches, Brauny. I'm going to expand on your Buc-ee's point. I would argue that at least in my experience getting barbecue, like Buc-ee's is like the floor. And if Buc-ee's is the floor, then the ceiling is,
the roof.
The ceiling is the roof. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
so
high ceiling on barbecue sandwiches, very high floor as well, I think.
Barbecue sandwiches were one of the most popular items at Troubadour Fest during the eating section. And everybody that was doing them, they were so good. And you get creative with the sauces that you put on them. Like, it doesn't have to be traditional barbecue sauce. A lot of people were doing that Alabama white sauce on there. I agree with you, Kate. And like, I just said Buc-ee's because it's easy, and like to me, it's like one of the first ones I think about. But like, if you go and sit down at any barbecue place, I just feel like a dressed up version of their barbecue sandwich is going to be really solid, like really, really solid. And I'll also think if a place maybe struggles with one of their cuts of meat, I think putting it in sandwich form with some pickles on there, maybe some barbecue sauce, can really help the taste of whatever that if they struggle with brisket,
adds elements.
Yeah,
it just adds elements. Yeah,
you get more. It provides more versatility to the whatever cut of meat.
Sure. At 2, I'm gonna go cheeseburger. I was really tempted to sub it out for the bacon, egg, and cheese because we were talking about controversial picks. So what could be, is a hamburger or a sandwich? Duh. Is a breakfast sandwich a sandwich? It's got sandwich in the name. Duh. I like both of those a lot. Cheeseburger with lettuce and tomato. It's really good. Love it. Love it.
Cheeseburger again, like hard to screw up. Really, the worst cheeseburgers I've eaten are like ones somebody else has cooked on their grill outside,
Ballpark.
Usually
the
if they're done
ballpark
in
we
mass.
used to play at when I was growing up. Amazing cheeseburgers.
So like local ballpark cheeseburgers are typically pretty good because the flat top that they're grilling them on is seasoned.
Oh yeah.
In Nederland, we had great burgers, and one thing that we had, so at Nederland High School, the baseball concession stand had the Sonic Ice, like the big cooler that made Sonic Ice. And we started making, I don't know who started it, but it was a couple of classes in front of me where before the game, we'd have batting practice, and you'd hop through the window of the concession stand and you'd go get a Dr. Red. And
so like a Big Red?
And Dr. Pepper mixed. It was so, with that Sonic Ice.
I was never a Big Red guy.
But I agree. Like, I didn't think about cheeseburger in terms of sandwich.
So good.
We probably will do some cheeseburger taste test. Maybe some blinds. Probably feels like something we can do some blinds with.
I've got there's so many different great cheeseburgers in this town.
I'm usually like a pretty simple with mine: cheese, grilled jalapenos, mustard and ketchup. That's what I like on mine.
Cheese, lettuce, and tomato.
About you, Kate, on a burger?
Yeah, just lettuce. So you guys are gonna think I'm weird. Well, you guys probably already think I'm weird.
We don't yuck anybody's yum on this show.
Okay, I don't like cheese on burgers.
Okay, that's
fine.
Fine.
So if I'm just gonna keep it simple, it would just be lettuce and tomato. Maybe I add some bacon or something.
Heinz 57 and French fried potato.
He doesn't get the reference. It's a Jimmy Buffett song.
You don't get the reference. Kid.
I probably have heard that Jimmy Buffett song.
Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Yes, I have heard that Jimmy
Old
Buffett
Buchanan
song.
is so mad at
too
you.
long.
He's already rolling over in his grave, and he ain't even in it yet.
We still need to take a College Station native, Callie Gardner, on that field trip out past the lake.
Again, this show is up for sponsorship. So if you are hearing this and you want your stuff eaten on this show, we will do it.
What is Jenna texting me?
We are, if there's somebody listening to us from top of the hill out by Lake Bryan, I have been on record. I've put it on social media. I've told a lot of people word of mouth. I go every weekend for the last 10 years in the fall. I've gone to Houston, San Antonio, Beaumont, various places, Waco. Basically, stop at Waco, go south to San Antonio, then east to Beaumont in the state of Texas. I've been in those places for covering Friday night football games. And when I go to these places, I always look for local restaurants. I'll either tweet or something like, hey, somebody give me a recommendation. I had a great burger at Dahlia Cafe last week in Liberty Hill based off a recommendation that I was given. I think I gave it like an 8.1 out of 10. It was really good. Messy, but really, really good. That burger had mashed potatoes on it. So good. Anyway, of all the cheeseburger places that I've been to in this world, one stands out as a clear-cut winner above the rest, and that is Top of the Hill out by Lake Bryan. It is so good. And the first time that I went out there, I was doing the no-carb thing. And so I just got a double meat cheeseburger with no bun and jalapenos on it. And even that, with no bun, no sauces or condiments, it was sensational. I don't know what they do, how they do it different. I don't know the inner workings, but if you've not been out there, it's basically like a house.
Yep.
Like you walk into, it looks like you're walking into somebody's house and you sit down and order a burger. There's not a lot of space. It's often overcrowded. It sells out. And there's a reason why, even all the way out there by Lake Bryan, that it is so popular and the lines are so long. It is a sensational cheeseburger.
We went there not too long ago. Like, we drove out there and they were like, yeah, it's going to be like 45 minutes. And we're like, well, we already drove out here.
It's worth the wait.
It's worth it. It's good.
Portnoy always talks about on his pizza reviews, if it's above like an 8.5, it's worth driving 45 minutes or greater to taste that pizza. I would say the same thing about this cheeseburger. Like if you are listening to us and you're in North Houston, worth the drive to come get this cheeseburger. If you're listening to us in Waco, it's worth the drive to come down and taste Top of the Hill. That good.
It's good.
All right, number 1, Cade.
Okay, so my number 1, I'm going to go with I've only had this specific type of sandwich, honestly, it's going to sound crazy because I've only had this specific sandwich 3 or 4 times ever, but if you guys have ever had a banh mi, that is the perfect sandwich, in my opinion.
What a cultured man, this Cade Bickham. He went Vietnamese sandwich. And
wow.
Have you ever had banh mi, Richard?
I have not.
So good.
And it's usually with pork, correct?
Correct, yeah.
And they got carrots, daikon carrot, and they got some cilantro on there.
All right.
And it's on a French baguette.
I can get behind it.
Which there's a big French influence in Vietnamese and Thai cuisine. Is it Vietnamese, right?
It's Vietnamese, yeah.
There's a big influence on French influence on Vietnamese cuisine. I think that probably has to do with some sailors and stuff like that.
Sure.
But you could have given me
great pull, kid.
Probably 25 guesses. I'd have never gone banh mi.
Great job, kid. My
Elite
top
sandwich.
spot.
By the way, I'll have to find the place. I ordered it on DoorDash. My wife was hungry for Vietnamese food. She wanted some pho. And so I got a banh mi. And I got to look it up, but I got it on DoorDash, and it was a local place. It was really good. Great banh mi. Really good.
All these words are just terrifying to Kaylee Dry right now. She's just terrified by banh mi and pho.
She eats Dino nuggets,
baguette.
dude. Dino nuggets with Kraft ketchup.
Here,
as plain as you could possibly be.
Kaylee, I'll save you because my top spot I think is going to be something that you're going to really like. Ice cream sandwich.
Whoa.
Number 1.
Good call.
Ice cream
Good
sandwich
pull.
is the best.
Good
Specifically
pull.
the ones that's the sugar cookies with the M&Ms baked in.
Wow.
As the quote unquote buns. Sugar ice cream sandwich. One of the best desserts of all time.
That's an electric
One of the
pull.
best desserts of all time.
Clever pull.
I also like just the basic Bluebell with the chocolate sandwich. It's
Bluebell.
real good.
Send the check. Okay, we'll put a Bluebell freezer right over here.
Please sponsor us.
Yes, please.
There wasn't too long ago that I was visiting my parents back in Flower Mound, and my dad was just eating 2 Bluebell ice cream sandwiches a night for dessert. He was just like, "Yeah, this is my thing.
This is what I do now.
I'm going to sit here on my couch that reclines and watch baseball and eat my ice cream sandwiches. And pet the dog, and y'all are going to leave me alone."
I like ice cream sandwiches are a great pull. It's an elite pull. Much like ice cream, though, I like them when they're a little soft, when they're a little bit melted, and sometimes the chocolate's kind of coming off on your fingers.
Yeah, that's like a weird feeling sensation kind of thing, but it's
just a little gooey, a little soft.
It's good. Ice cream sandwiches, number 1.
Good pull, Richard. Might be the pull of the show. I mean, you and Cade going banh mi and then ice cream sandwich back to back. No matter what I'm going to say, it's going to be a disappointment.
Well, this is kind of your thing.
However, I went po' boy number 1.
That is such a good pick, too.
And the reason why.
Do you have a specific kind?
Yes, I do. The best sandwich and probably the best food that I've ever eaten in my life is a po' boy sandwich from Daryl's in Lake Charles. It's Jim Turner described it this way. So he was recruiting in Lake Charles, and he said that he took the first bite of the sandwich while he was driving back toward Texas, and it almost made him crash his car. That's how good it was. If you've never been to Daryl's in Lake Charles, it is a life-changing culinary experience. It's a bar. It's legitimately a bar, and I don't know how they figured out that they can make sandwiches like this, but the Daryl's special, you get the Daryl's special, or you get the surf and turf, which is the Daryl's special with shrimp added on. Get it with jalapeno mayonnaise. On every table in the restaurant, Richard, there's napkins stacked this high.
Because you need them.
Yes. And the juices drip down your elbows. You have no choice. You can't be cute and dainty and eat this thing properly without making a giant mess. But po' boys take the cake. I love regular po' boys. Shrimp po' boy, oyster po' boy, catfish po' boy. All of them. They're all good. But when you get a chance to have a Daryl's po' boy a Daryl's po' boy in Lake Charles, you have to do it. The next time you're in Southwest Louisiana, take the 210 exit. Off of that 210, take Ryan Street like you're going to McNeese State University, and it's right there off that Ryan Street exit. It is off the charts good. The best food I've ever had, and that's why Po' Boys take my top spot. Thank you guys for hanging out on this Tuesday edition of the B Team. Be right back here tomorrow. Help you on your drive home. Wednesday, 4:15 to 5:45 every day in the middle of the week. Getting you ready for week 2 of college football and everything else. For Richard Zane, I'm Ryan Brauninger. Cade working the strings, pulling the strings behind the camera.
Thanks to the Blondies, too.
Yeah, in our live studio audience. We'll see you tomorrow on the B Team.